up, nerds? Welcome back to the Nerdy Narrative. My name is Leslie Smith, and today on the channel I'm going to be talking about The Blood-Dimmed Tide by Aryan. This is the second book in the Nightingale and the Falcon series. The first book is the Judas Blossom. This is a historical fantasy series. I recently reread the Judas Blossom and reviewed it. I'll put that link in the description below. But today we're going to be talking about the second book in that series that just came out recently on July the 9th from Angry Robot Books. For those of you who haven't heard about this series yet, it's a sprawling historical fantasy with high stakes at the heart of war, and it combines the history of the Mongol Empire's invasion of Persia, a very unique magical world. Real quickly, for those of you who have read the first book and you're not serial rereaders like I am, a couple of things the author did are just for you. At the very beginning of the second book, there is a recap. It's called The Story So Far. And at the back of the book, there's a list of all the main characters so you can have a quick little refresher before you dive into this one. We've reached the portion of the video where if you haven't started this series, you have not read the Judas Blossom, you might want to stop the video until you're able to get that one read. I'm going to talk about the book description for The Blood-Dimmed Tide, which could potentially be spoilers for you if you don't want to know if certain characters live or die to make it from book 1 to book 2. If you have not read the series at all, again, I will have my review for the first book, non-spoiler, linked below so you can check it out, as well as the website for the author if you want to see more about Aryan's other series, because he has several. The Blood-Dimmed Tide picks up the series where there's just this threat that is rising from the depths of the Mongol Empire. One that has the potential to wipe out the legacy of Genghis Khan and change the world. Kayvan, our Persian war general who has been working for Hulagu Khan, is celebrating because it seems that things have begun to fall apart for Hulagu. His dreams, his plans are just in tatters right now. But Kayvan is still struggling while leading this double life, trying to serve Hulagu without him discovering that Kayvan is still leading a rebellion where he is attempting to destroy the Ilkhanate from the inside. Where we pick up with Hulagu and the Blood-Dimmed Tide is he's dealing with the betrayal of his cousin, who is the leader of the Golden Horde. This civil war between the Khans has weakened the Mongol Empire and has given way to let the Persian rebellion really get its foothold. For those of you who saw my review for the Judas Blossom, you'll remember that my favorite character was Temujin Khan, the son of Hulagu, who is the one that is a Khosan, which is a sorcerer, a magic user in this world. In book 1, Temujin discovered that he had these unique abilities that could allow him to destroy the walls of a city in a heartbeat. This power was such that Temujin was afraid to let his father have it, so he took off. Fortunately for Temujin, other Khosan found him, took him in, and have begun his training. He's learning about himself, he's learning about his powers, what the Khosan feel their place in the world is. So as Temujin learns about the Khosan and himself, so do the readers. Funnily enough, my favorite character in book 2 changed. Is no longer Temujin, but Kokujin, the Blue Princess, who was given as a bride to Hulagu Khan in the first book. At the end of book 1, she has been inducted to this secret society whose goal is to protect Persia. This secret society gave Kokujin purpose, a reason to live, a goal to work towards that made her feel good about herself. The only problem is her double life has been exposed by the Empress and she's been taken prisoner, and my goodness, her role in this book, I don't see how anybody could read this and not have her be their favorite character. All of the characters had really great plot lines. They all had further development and growth. Everything was interesting. I love reading about all of them. There were even a couple of extra POVs that helped round out everything that was happening across the empire. But Kokujin, her chapters were just outstanding. outstanding. I was so shocked. I just can't wait to get my hands on the next book in the series. Stephen Aryan is just absolutely brilliant when it comes to writing. I thought I was going to enjoy this book. I did not think I was going to love it more than the Judas Blossom. I really didn't, because typically with me, the first book of a series, especially when it's a 5-star, usually none of the other books beat it, if that makes any sense. Like, it's always my first love. It's where I meet everybody and fall in love with them or the world for the first time. It's so unusual for me to like a sequel more than the first book, but that is the case. That's what happened with The Blood-Dimmed Tide. Every plot line expanded and was built upon. The world got bigger. The impact of the Mongol Empire became more apparent. The movement of the Persian Rebellion, just how that was getting bigger and it was getting stronger. The Judas Blossom is the pot. It's the pressure cooker. The Blood-Dimmed Tide was the pressure getting filled to the absolute max. And the third book in the series, it's going to have an explosion that would make Michael Bay jealous. I just feel it in my bones. You heard it here first on the Nerdy Narrative. Y'all, you'll have to let me know if you have read the Judas Blossom and if you have already started the Blood-Dimmed Tide. I know I've seen pictures on social media where they started getting their copies. It came out on July the 9th. I think we're gonna get the third book next year. I'm so excited. As soon as I get my little hands on it, I'll read it, review it, let you all know what I think about it. In the meantime, while I wait for the next one in the series, I am going to get my hands on whatever it is that Stephen Aryan is going to be self-publishing in October of this year. I have no idea what it is. I do think that he's going to be releasing some information soon. I don't have a title, I don't have a cover, I don't have a book description. I've read enough of this man's work to know that he is an auto-buy author for me, so I will be getting my hands on it. Of course, I'm going to tell you all about it. Again, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button on your way out today. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one.